This week, I mostly dealt with organizing the levels with sub-levels to explore in, and I'll tell you, the world of MO has been an interesting one. At first, the game was supposed to be only 4 levels: a desert, an ice glacier, a mountain/volcano area, and a castle. Eventually, I added a lighthouse, a swamp, some tutorial area, the catacombs, a sky world. Of the main 4 being the volcano, the ocean, and the desert, and the sky, those also included a dungeon as well. Now, I did scrap this at the end, mostly because I really disliked the pixel art at that time, so I did what every sane person would ever do. I remade every single art asset for the game. This took a few years upon years because of the little free time I had. Then originally the game was in a single map like the prototype. I realized pretty quickly that my 2013 laptop at that time cannot handle it. So I made single rooms which made up an area of the game. This took a while to do, and I still wanted to keep the original concept as well. Originally, I wanted the story to align with A Link to the Past. So 3 dungeons, then the 8 level dungeons afterwards. This has been true up until January of this year. All of the areas and dungeons have been made. Now I'm going through every single room and adding enemies, details, and items to help or hinder on the journey. However, as of recent, I decided I want to go back to the original concept of the game with the 3 dungeons at the very beginning. So a combination of both. So you go to the first 3 dungeons, and instead of the 8 level dungeons, it would just be 4: fire, earth, water, wind, the original concept. The reason for this change is so I can give more freedom to the player than sending them on a direct path. The first 2 dungeons can be played in any order, and then the third. Next, the other 8, now 4, can be done in any order, and the difficulty will scale accordingly. So if you do the puzzling ice level first, which was supposed to be level 8, then the factory level, which is supposed to be level 1, will be a lot more difficult than it's originally supposed to be. And I do not mean just enemy scaling either, the puzzles as well. Now, these extra dungeons will not be wasted. I'm still thinking about what to do with them at the moment, but my mind is leading to a second quest of sorts. Right now, because of this, areas are being combined to others. The canyon level, for example, is being divided by the tutorial level to the east and the forest in the south. So the canyon will no longer exist after this month. The level design is not gone, I'm just giving them a repurpose to add more lore and details to already existing areas. Another example is the Akora Castle dungeon. It's made of 3 different sections, and now it's just one big map. And Korra. It is still split into those 3 subsections, but that will be not displayed but only talked about among the NPCs of the game. With all of this said, the different classes of the game will point you in certain areas after the tutorial. One in particular brings up a good point. Are the first 3 dungeons optional? All of the classes, Whip, Marksman, and Technician, brings you close to one of the 3 dungeons. However, the Mage class brings you close to the desert level. The simple answer is yes, these dungeons are optional, and you can go right to the later half of the game. Yes, you will miss out on certain equipment in the game, but the puzzles can still be solved by other means. You would just have to think more on how to solve them. Of course, the obvious link here being going straight to the end of the game. Ignore all of this and experience one of the hardest bosses in the game with your lack of equipment loadouts. And that's gonna be a story for another day. At the end, I try to make it obvious that the game can be done in any way you want to play it. I will give a loose idea what to do, but at the end, it's your story I want you to write. Thanks for watching.